The name's Mountbatten. Hugo Mountbatten. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the show. You join me here at Astoria Park, my old haunt. If you remember, I used to come here all the time. So today, a very quick video. I just want to basically share something that I wish I knew about the safest way of storing my luxury watches. It might be a bit obvious to some, but guys, it's worth just doing this video. Secondly, my wristwatch check is connected to today's video because, well, it'll become apparent in just a moment. I'm wearing the Dan Henry. I apologize if the sound is a little messed up because it's very breezy. I mean, it's beautiful. The leaves are about to turn that lovely autumn, stunning colors. As you can probably tell, I'm in a very jubilant mood. I am whenever I wear my turtleneck. It's turtleneck season, so of course I'm happy. I'm euphoric. Favorite time of year, without a doubt. So without further ado, let's roll the intro and get into today's show. It's not going to work with gloves on. Yeah, let's just roll the intro. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is something very, very simple. I'm sure a lot of you guys already do this, but for those who don't, I think I should do a video just to address this. Now, about a year ago, I started storing my watches in a bank vault. And I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Now, I don't just collect watches. I collect many things: books, clocks, World War II memorabilia, a lot of different stuff, right? But with watches, and certainly with jewelry and certain documents, it's obviously more valuable than, you know, like for example, no one's gonna try and take my books away from me unless you're a very well-read, cultured thief, right? But it's not even theft that I'm worried about. For example, I have neighbors that are constantly setting off the fire alarm. I don't know what they're doing wrong. They're probably just incompetent when it comes to cooking. But without fail, every other night, you know, I worry that my apartment building is going to burn down. So there's many different risks, right? Now, if you have a super duper high-end collection, you can open an account in multiple banks. So how it works, and I'll show you some footage. You rent out a different size box. Now, I love precious stones, semi-precious stones, jewelry, my wife's stuff, documents, all of that. I keep it in the box, and depending on how big the box is, dictates how much it's going to cost a year, or I think it's monthly. I pay monthly, so my box is about $14 a month. Now, there are some things you should be aware of. I do recommend, highly urge you to, on top of hiring out these safety deposit boxes, to have insurance, because my bank is not covered. If something happens, right, let's say there's a flood or a fire, or I don't know, the bank blows up, or somebody robs the bank, right, my stuff's not going to be covered. So you have to look into the small print. Now, one way of getting around this is having half of your possessions in one bank and the other half in another. And okay, that's a bit extreme, but if you have 10 Pateks, right, honestly, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Just being able to relax, especially if you go on holiday. I mean, when I go on holiday, I have family, you know, come and water the plants, that kind of stuff. But it's knowing that there's nothing of value if the apartment burns down or something happens. It's not the end of the world. Most of my things are safe, and that is priceless. For $14 or whatever it is a month, honestly, I wish I did it years ago. Well, actually, I didn't do it years ago because my collection was a lot smaller then, right? So have a look, investigate, shop around, because different banks can offer different amounts. And also the hours. I know this sounds weird, but the hours that they're open is something to consider. For example, like I only have a couple of watches at home, only one luxury watch at a time. So when I want to change watches, I go into the bank, I change watches and come out wearing a different watch. Or I put it in my pocket and I go home and you know. And I have my bank close to home as well. And if you are a high-end collector and you keep all your stuff at home, you are mad, you are balmy. You need to honestly do this. I know it's a bit obvious, but nobody told me about this, and sometimes you need a little push, a little encouragement to do it, and the peace of mind it brings is so worth it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take a walk around because it is getting a little bit chilly. Do you like my new suede jacket? Do you like it? Turtleneck season, yes, turtleneck season. Oh, without further ado, yeah, the 50th anniversary or reissue of the classic Corgi Goldfinger Aston Martin, the DB5. So let's change perspectives and check that out now. So for me, anytime I see this symbol and this name, it just makes me think of childhood. It makes me think of England, funnily enough. And as you guys know, I collect a lot of die-cast models. I absolutely adore it. You know, I'm a big kid at heart, and yeah, you should never grow. You should never grow up. Something of a Peter Pan syndrome, I guess. Anyway, with the release of the new Dan Henry, if you guys remember, you saw the review. I made a passing comment. I wasn't sure, but it's reminded me of the DB5, the Aston Martin from James Bond. Now, I'm not a massive car guy, so I wasn't absolutely sure. And sure enough, the next day when it was officially released, or within, I think the same day actually, Dan Henry actually put on the website that beautiful relief. It is, in fact, the Aston Martin, the DB5, because, of course, it was released in 1964. And I had recently bought one of these as a gift to my good friend Duncan. Shout out to Duncan if you're watching. And I was a little bit jealous. I wanted one for myself. And then I looked on eBay and I saw that the prices of these are just skyrocketing. So I bought one myself. Not a traditional unboxing in the true sense of the word, but I haven't opened the package. These were going for about 20, 30 bucks, slowly going up, 50 bucks now, which is ridiculous. Anyway, let's slide it open. Oh, that is neat. Look at that. That is very cool. And the old school packaging. Nice action. How do they do that? That's very cool. Very cool. So there you go. There's the Aston Martin. Now I remember seeing one of these in the Science Museum as a kid, and I always wanted one. So finally I've got one. So inside we have James Bond himself. Retractable machine guns. The opening roof ejector seat.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
Rear bulletproof screen. Telescopic overriders. Secret instructions. So yeah, let's have a look. I love the lettering's all done in the very 60s style. There we go. James Bond ejector seat. Ah, okay. Just bring old Leaky in there. So there we go, there's the seat. Put the little henchman. You can see James Bond in there. There's old James Bond, Sean Connery. So that goes in there. Is he sitting in the seat? No, he's fallen over. Come on, sit in the seat. That one should... Oh, it flew over there. Oh, that was priceless. So what does this button do? Let's have a look. Oh, okay, machine guns. Okay, that's cool. And then if I bring my pencil in, you can see the different number plates. Very, very cool. And then for the shield, the bulletproof shield, you press the exhaust. Oh. Oh, that is priceless. I think you have to hold this down. There you go. Very cool. I mean, that is the coolest little Aston Martin. Oh, do these turn as well? Yeah, these turn as well. Okay, back to the studio. Bit of a childhood dream come true. Now, there is something to bear in mind about this model. It is not the most overly complicated Corgi die-cast model. If you compare it to my Corgi Spitfire, for example, this is rather rudimentary in comparison, and that's because this is a precise reissue of the one first released way back when Goldfinger was playing at the cinema. So yeah, it's a little bit dated by today's standards, but it kind of adds to the charm, a bit like actually reissues of classic watches. Although we haven't got the sapphire, the sapphire crystal or any of that. But yeah, very, very cool. I urge you, if you are a serious Bond fan, definitely buy one sooner rather than later, because I saw the prices on Amazon. One was going for like, I think 245 bucks, which is just ridiculous. I managed to snag this for about 20, just under 30 bucks. And I think with the box and everything in pristine condition, it was a good deal. My only problem is now I've got to find some space in the war room to display it. And I just realized that the Pepsi, because the original GMT Pepsi was the Pussy Galore watch as well in Goldfinger. So it kind of all ties in. So yeah, a definite must-have for the serious Bond fan. Now, my arm is killing me, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it useful. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Okay, ciao.
This is a public service reminder for the good gentry. Please follow us on Instagram, join the Facebook UGWC group, and click on the bell to keep notified of new videos. Don't forget to keep it positive, keep it gentry, onwards and upwards. Thank you.